Convened, we considered agenda items numbered 1 through 9.1, and that was followed by a reception for Dr. Farideh, Kioumehr, Dadsetan. And following our recess, we're now back in regular session. At this time, I'd like to ask the clerk to once more call the roll.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Councilmember Mears.
Here.
Councilmember Shea.
Yes.
Councilmember Ward.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Crom.
Here.
Mayor Agron.
Here. At this time, I'd like to turn to Councilmember Shea and ask her, when we all rise, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. As is our custom, that will be followed by a moment of silence, and then we can all be seated and move on with the balance of the program. For those who are able, please stand, and Councilmember Shea, please lead us in the pledge.
Please place your hand over your heart.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, you look like
Thank you all, and of course, a commendation for Michelle Sam will be forthcoming as well. Next, it's my pleasure to present a commendation to Dr. Farideh, Kioumehr, Dadsetan. I hope I've pronounced that correctly. Founder of the Anti-Violence Campaign and sponsor of the Replacing Violence with Art exhibition, which is currently on display in the lobby of the Civic Center right here at City Hall. I'd like to call upon Dr. Farideh, Kioumehr, Dadsetan to join me at the podium, please, at this time. Please. Welcome. Dr. Kioumehr Dadsetan, on behalf of the City Council, the City of Irvine, I want to thank you for sharing some of the very provocative works of art from your extraordinary collection. Some of us have had an opportunity to view the exhibit, which is going to be here until April 15th, so we'll have an opportunity to view it again and again, and I would encourage people to come to City Hall to enjoy this art exhibition, because it's at once enjoyable but very provocative. I understand your mission and the mission of your organization is to educate parents and children about the hazards of toy guns, but about the larger threat of violence in our community. We're happy to join you in your campaign to encourage children and teens to turn away from violence, as well as the symbols of violence, and to turn away from destruction and direct their energy and talents towards more creative endeavors. I encourage our residents to come and view the artwork, which, as I say, will be on exhibit in the Civic Center lobby during regular city business hours from now through April 15th. And at this time, I'd like to present to you a commendation which commends you for your art, for your commitment to improvement of community life, not just in our community, but everywhere. And I'd like to also take this opportunity to give you a chance to say a word or two, if you like, express yourself yet another way to our community. Thank you so much for all you do. Thank you.
Thank you. I want to thank everybody, and of course, Mr. Larry Agron, and the City Council members, Community Service Department, and everybody who made this opportunity possible, and whoever came to support us. I would like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. And please share this with everybody that you know, especially the children those who have children, to come and see this for themselves. Only briefly, I would like to say a few things about our project because thank you for inviting us to have this exhibit this year and this time because it marks our 10th anniversary of our organization and our project, Anti-Violence Campaign, which replacing violence with art is part of this big project and campaign, Anti-Violence Campaign, which is an ongoing project of International Health and Epidemiology Research Center, which is a nonprofit organization which is doing this thing. And what we try to do, we have two aims, and one of them is to prevent dying or injuring of the children for having a toy gun in their hand, as simple as $2 or as cheap as 99 cents that they have been killed because the police officers, which I see in the back row sitting, some of them get sued and all this thing because they, by mistake, kills the children for having a toy gun in their hand, and it's not replaceable. We cannot really bring the kids back. It's not necessary. It's preventable. And also some of the kids, because they're allowed to have the toy gun, which we also believe the toy gun teach them violence. What else the toy gun can teach? So by giving them toy gun, we're teaching violence, and we're creating the violence society. And then, of course, later on, the adults sit down and say, what happened? Why the kids are so violent? Look at our video games. Look at our, giving the toy gun to the children. Look at our TV program. All of them teaching violence, and then we expect the kids to become, peaceful. This is not possible. So through our organization and through our work, we are trying to raise awareness and educate people, parents, teachers, children, about danger of gun and toy gun. And we are hoping by reaching lots of kids in the same time and at very early age, because we believe violence is epidemic at this point, and especially in this country, in many countries, especially in the US, and we have to do something about it. As epidemiologists, I believe we have to do prevention rather than treatment, because prevention in this sense, especially with gun violence, the only prevention we have, not having gun, not having killing, because when they shoot someone, it's usually either death or it's, at least injury. So I hope you share this with everybody else and support us. The toy gun collected in the last 10 years in different events we have had, collected, given to the different artists, which I believe that there's very responsible artists, which we have a few of them here, which I hope they would stand up and you all see them and recognize them as well. They have made beautiful pieces of art, which some of you have seen it already. They all have the anti-violence message in it. That's the only thing we ask the artists to do, to use the toy gun, which is collected from the children, so have some meaning, and then make art pieces which have anti-violence message, and that's it. And so they are here, and I would like to thank them as well, and please call them forward. Yes, I would ask them to please come in, and thank you.
Please come forward. Can you introduce them?
Thanks. Sure. I would like to get my husband to come here.
Please come forward. And go right ahead.
Yeah, I would like to introduce this artist, but meanwhile, I would like my husband to come here too, if it's possible, because he's a board member and he has been my supporter from beginning to the end, so I would like him to be recognized too. But these artists are among the 25 artists which have done 40 pieces of art, which about 18 of them are here. This is not the whole collection, so hopefully you'll see later the rest of them. But this is Mr. Nasser Piraste. And these people's art are already here, so if you want to see and talk to them, please do so. Ms. Parisa Jafari, Mr. Parviz Yashar, Mr. Farzad Kohan, and Ms. Taraneh Muzaffarian.
Mr. Dadsetan, come on down.
Dr.
Can't
Dadsetan.
avoid this. Can't avoid this.
And of course, my daughter's sitting by her. They're
Oh,
all
the
supportive.
daughter too, make it a family thing. Come on down. If I can pronounce your name, you can stand here, all right? All right, I'm working on it.
Very good.
Good. Now, I'm going to ask you all to hold on before we take our photograph. We want to have our Chief of Police, Dave Maggard, come forward and talk a little bit about this very, very serious subject. I don't know if, because many of you are from elsewhere in Southern California, you probably don't know we had a terrible shooting here just a few weeks ago. Mr. Suresh Das, an Indian gentleman, was killed at a convenience store. It was a terrible homicide. And so violence afflicts us here too. We've had other horrible episodes over the course of the last year or two. So your message is very, very relevant to this community, as it is to every community. This time I'd like to call on our Chief of Police to add a few words of his own. Chief?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for the opportunity to join in this presentation. And certainly the irresponsible use of toy guns is a big issue. It's a great concern for the Department of Public Safety. We have particular concern with the airsoft guns that are becoming so popular with teenagers. And I just wanted to take a few minutes to show you firsthand two of these airsoft guns and how very similar they are to real weapons. Before I bring them out of the case, I want to assure you that these are not real, but they will look exactly like the replicas of what the real firearms are. This is a replica of a Colt .45 caliber semi-automatic pistol. And again, it looks, feels, and operates identical to a real pistol. This is a replica of an HK-91 .308 caliber semi-automatic rifle, and I can assure you that, particularly in low light conditions, there is no way that you can determine whether this is a real firearm or not. Even when you hold it, the weight, the way it operates, very similar to a real firearm. So I wanted to take this opportunity just to show you that these are out there, that they're of great concern, just to encourage our teenagers and their parents to be very thoughtful about their purchases. Be very careful out there. It is truly a public safety issue. We don't want the community to be confused what's real and what's not. We certainly don't want to put our police officers in that position. So I just urge you to be careful, be thoughtful about your purchases, and thank you again for providing me this opportunity.
Well, that concludes this presentation, except I'll be giving you this commendation. We do want to take a photograph and again, thank each and every one of you, all of you together, for all you do to make this community and other communities safer places. So let's take a picture, all right?
Sure.
Thank you. Thank you. Our next presentation concerns Energy Champion Day, which is